What's good, everyone on YouTube? This is Fairy Melon Man, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Outer Worlds for,
The floor is wet. Sand recently mopped it here.
I see. So, basically, last episode we completed Peril on Gorgon with the peaceful ending between the mother and daughter Ambrose family. They will now be working together to try to find a way to cure the Marauders instead of trying to resurrect Adrena Time. So, with that out of the way, we're going to start the newest DLC pack. We're on Arendios right now.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain.
Mentioned an Aether Wave drama, I like to hear it.
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants.
You have a lot of people to avenge, I see. Interesting.
But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there. It was death. I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price. But at what cost to me? It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum...
So this is their Aaron Insurance, basically.
Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one...
Did I just get 150,000 XP for doing nothing?
Get off the transmission, Cedric. We agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But there's no need to stand on formality. You may address me as Mr.
Let me guess. This is about Halcyon Helgen's murder.
Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. As the face of our new product line, her murder is a stain on the Rizzo's brand. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragic event. But we cannot move forward with our unveiling until we apprehend the killer.
What does this have to do with me, though?
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. Captain Hawthorne, I've been looking forward to meeting Adjutant Akonde's favorite gun. Cedric Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator.
Oh, right, because we're playing both sides. I completely forgot we were supposed to be doing that.
Least of all me. The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows.
I literally never heard of you. Choosing death of the I'm having chosen the death of a 2-bit actor as an assault on the colony.
2-bit actor? Oh, Captain. This isn't Spencer Woolrich we're talking about. This is Halcyon Helen, Princess of Periodicals, Duchess of Dramaturgy. You would not believe the money she made us on dissident busters.
For law's sake, Cedric, could you show a little discretion and not bring up your contraband operations in front of an outsider?
Ludovico, you wound me. I'm establishing rapport with our new contractor. Let's not give him the impression that you can't be trusted.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric? You want to antagonize me while I'm negotiating a contract? Because I promise you, I'll win.
Oh, this is too good to pass up.
We can do this anytime you want. I'll even make an appointment. I'm sure your schedule's wide open. What with your product launch being indefinitely delayed due to unforeseen murder.
All right, Cedric. If that's how you want to behave, I have no choice but to file an official reprimand on your permanent record.
Oh, please do. I'd love an official reprimand from a failed executive. Could you do me a favor and have it laminated?
Could we please stop this nonsense? Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You are Adjutant Akonde's most reliable freelancer. If the second most powerful person in Halcyon can depend on you, then I'd like to think we can depend on you. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector for this case.
Just how many people are involved in this communication?
Just the three of us.
So no one's gonna jump in here unexpectedly?
You must excuse us. The situation on Eridanos is tense. If we don't bring Helen's killer to justice, this scandal could scupper our entire operation. Please, Captain, I'm asking you to help us. While you're pursuing your investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
You can count on me.
The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And even though they may not show their gratitude, I know Administrator Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement. Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the investigation, and if Rizzo's is forced to cancel its unveiling, we might never recover.
Helen must have been pretty popular if her death put an end to your operations.
Helen was more than popular. She gave something to this colony that no product line could ever provide. Real happiness.
Hearing someone who apparently respects
No one has ever
Akonde
been as
saying
well
something
known
like
or
that
as well
is
loved.
interesting.
Outside of our courageous business leaders.
You sound a bit worn out.
Me? Worn out? Perish the notion. My days are filled with catering to the oh-so-reasonable requests of Mr. Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon. What's not to like?
Them?
Your words, not mine. Please don't take my lack of disagreement as anything other than fatigue. I am a content, productive, and happy member of our society.
But they have so many issues, though.
The administrator oversees Rizzo's operations. Cedric runs the hotel and the spaceport. They're always at each other's throats. My life would be so much easier if they'd simply learned to work together.
Don't know that I can't handle at this point.
Pleased to hear that. From everything I've heard, you're a competent freelancer. And at the risk of sounding impertinent, we desperately need the help of someone competent. Thank you for your time, Captain. Whenever you're ready, I've authorized the Unreliable to land at the Grand Colonial.
Alright, I've got everything I need.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex.
I don't know why they're trusting me to catch Halcyon Helen's killer, to be completely honest.
There are several reasons why your services. In descending order of likelihood, they are as follows: desperation, confusion, mistaken identity, inebriation, and genuine faith in your abilities.
So what can you tell me about Erandanos?
Eridanos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant, distinguished by a well-defined ring system. The Eridanos atmospheric complex is a system of land masses propelled through a thin layer of the upper atmosphere, where humans are potentially capable of surviving.
Alright, thanks, Ada. So, let's do this then. Now we can go to Eridanos. Jeez. Yeah. Now, I already know the party members are going to bring for the majority of this DLC because I looked up the best party chatting dudes ahead of time. And Felix is definitely going to be an A party member because of the fact that this is a toss ball planet. With Vicar Max coming because of utility, but he also has some classic Vicar snark that I happen to love, even if other people think it's a bit trite. Alright then. So, gear check. We now use Special Delivery as our main damaging weapon, as well as new armor, which I decided to use over... I'll switch to Chimera and Safecracker's Jacket when needed, but for the most part, I'd rather have defense at this point. Speaking of defense, Felix and Vicar Max now have upgraded light machine gun Mark IIIs with corrosive and electricity damage respectively. And in Felix's case, he's going to be dealing 25% more critical damage. They both also have fully upgraded elite armor that's heavy and does cut their stealth skills, but that's not really as important as the fact that I can upgrade everything they can do. I can see that I didn't actually upgrade their carrying capacity, but that's okay. Basically, they both have electrocharged surfaces to give them some protection against melee attackers, increased armor rating that gives them elemental defense all around, and a skill kit that increases one of their basic, either Felix's stealth skills, which he has 2 tagged for, or Vicar Max's tech skills, of which he is 2 tagged. So we're good to go here.
You know, we don't have to catch Helen's killer right this second. Maybe we haven't taken the sights.
I can understand why.
Hello there.
Oh, bellhop.
Your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
Can you fill in the details of the murder?
I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brown. Until you catch the killer, the unveiling's been indefinitely postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but yeah, I don't believe it.
Hey, Black Hole Birdie may be a savage brute on the field of honor, but he's no killer.
The fans were very upset by the weak plot contrivances in her latest offering, though that hardly seems a worthy motive.
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors.
Yeah, like years of online fan controversy surrounding certain actors has taught me that killing someone over a bad commercial is a completely plausible thing.
Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How did she get so famous in the first place?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that.
I thought you worked for Slug, not Rizzo's.
I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that, along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage. Belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing, you're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
I just wore a shirt for my enemy's corpses, honestly.
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
Alright, yeah, this is a sublight place, so it's gonna be some sublight stuff.
Aren't allowed to depart.
Let's see here. Since I have Max and Felix with me, 95 Persuade. Yeah, most of this is actually natural Persuade as well at this point. But 100 Hack is great. 100 Hack is great. I only have 2 more levels to go, so how much more I can... What I actually need is great, but another thing is that... Alright.
Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead.
Alright then. And that's just for hacking's per sakes. The Colonial. Alright. Well, let's see what this place is about.
I'm spending a fortune just standing here.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. This is definitely the location of a mega successful company.
You know, for a monument to the wealth of the elite built on the backs of the working class, it's real pretty. I guess.
murder has inflicted severe emotion.
I'll bet you
Well,
10 bits this is
corruption.
publicity stuff.
No one ever said corruption didn't pay a pretty penny. Alright.
Black hole birdies disappeared.
We're on the list.
That poor fellow must be in
Hey, Constable.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Nice to meet you. We spoke over the wave.
Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on. Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
What have you got for me, Doctor?
An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Oh, that's a clever one. Granted, there's no real reason to have engineering that high. Interesting. Guessing this makes use of deterministic calculus.
You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
That sounds strangely like scientism. Expecting the doctrine of the OSI to have any bearing on reality is quite an assumption.
Oh, goodness, no. I don't care for OSI doctrine. I just enjoy their math.
That's perfectly fine, but realistically, just calling it a magnifying glass.
Yes. It's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Thanks to the half-genius, half-mad scientific mind, the other night you've been granted the discrepancy amplifier. Handing you the device for recovering clues. This is a murder mystery, so I'm actually going to play this as blind as possible and not look up how to find the answer. Be sure to quit the discrepancy amplifier in the weapon slot before you continue. Alright. It doesn't need to be upgraded, obviously. Alright, scanning for evidence. To catch on skill, you need to use the discrepancy amplifier scope to reveal clues not visible to the naked eye. Once you've collected some evidence, aim directly at it. Let's zooming in. I've got the hiccups, sorry. While zooming in with the scope, press the interact button to analyze it. Let me just reload my baby here.
This unit has detected a discrepancy related to
no longer
Halcyon
clueless trophy.
Scheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
I've seen been designed with a modular analytical system. What else can you do?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
Let's get started. Talk about this discrepancy you found.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee.
Was she trying to spell the name of her killer?
This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information.
Make a note of this later.
This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved complement. Splendid work, Inspector.
Thanks. Let's see here.
You think you're tough waving that thing around?
It's not a real gun. You gave it to me. Jesus Christ. Let's see here.
Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Do the sizes footprints match anything you have on record?
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
I'm seeing some purple berry in this dirt.
Excellent observation, Inspector. The following compounds have been detected: purpleberry residue, nitrogen-rich fertilizer, common grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards located not far from the Grand Colonio.
Good work, Amplifier.
This unit has been programmed to simulate gratitude.
Be nice to your AI companions.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Jesus Christ, how much experience was that? Because I was almost a level up, but this is... Well, I can't see how much experience I got now. Well, oh well. These last two levels are pretty much a wash. It's kind of weird that the level cap now is just 36, but what can you do? Let's see. Engineering, teen, value, and durability, or medical. I won't be able to get 60 medical. Let's see.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had... Look at these people, gawking over Helen's corpse. Bunch of parasites.
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel is an active...
Celebrity deaths tend to cause that level of,
room upgrades, room downgrades...
disgusting journalism, yes.
Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
Right, you happen to have my room key?
Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby, and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
You got some high-profile guests here, right? What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip.
Oh, sweet.
And what would you wish to know?
Cool. Did you know anything about Halcyon Helen before she... Alright. Did you know Black Hole Birdie was staying here? Yeah.
Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I have a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
Helen's co-star Warwick. He have any reason why her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
Finally, did you know something about Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Was she... strangely, huh?
Now that you mention it, she was usually calm and collected, but every so often I'd see her looking all wild-eyed and intense. It seemed as if she was determined about something. Or maybe she was just hungry? That woman ordered a lot of food. Maybe show business gives you a faster metabolism.
That's enough gossip for now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I'm a freelance captain. Change the colony, one high-stakes encounter at a time.
A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
Alright. This place is... interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
What does a penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
No one seems up about the lower levels, though. What's that about?
Be interested in a staff-only area. Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Rizzo's plant, either.
You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in the entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
Okay then.
If you're sure.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
Bring me to the penthouse suite.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Oh wait, the whole gang's here. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember hearing about this.
I'm gonna nick a few towels. They won't notice.
Basically, I heard that...
You think they'd object to me setting up a tanning station here?
Basically, you can just come back to the penthouse if you want to change up your party for any reason.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Helen, where did we go wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
Huh. Profitability. Alright. Bathroom. Very nice bathroom. Yeah, this looks like a typical hotel bathroom. I've been in enough of those to know what they look like at this point. All right.
Inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
I do, however, know for a fact that we can get the Needler in this game, in this DLC, but it unfortunately will not be a weapon we'll be able to use until after we complete it, which is really crappy, but that's how things go. Spatial sensor. Perception, interchangeable, highlight range, most damage. Alright. Well, that's a lot of armor I just took off there. But let's try this out for now and see if it makes a real difference. Let's go. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna keep Felix in. Oh, right. I didn't even know the male hotel's this large. It's great.
Good. I'm glad. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
Let's go to the guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
The lobby.
To the lobby we go. What floor would... Next stop.
I don't know. Oh boy. Okay, that's where you were. All right.
Visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
You mean Ruth Bellamy? Halcyon Helen was just a character.
Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me.
I get it. You don't want to be responsible for a drink that kills people.
I do not. Spacer's Choice has that market cornered. Back to the matter.
Haha.
Tell me about your investigation.
I've got a lead. I can't tell you why, but I need access to the orchards.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
So he locks the doors the moment an investigator arrives? That's not suspicious at all.
I agree with the sentiment behind your snide remark. Unfortunately, the Piraeus spaceport is Cedric's purview, not mine. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
What floor? Oh.
So the VIP guest floor is definitely going to be where the climax is, you can already tell. Alright, let's see here. Purple Air Orchids, we're just going to have to go that way, I guess. So we may have to get into a scrap at this point.
I was thinking about going for a swim, but I don't want to come out stinking like a dead rat.
Whoa! Did you hear me before? The pool plaza's closed. There ain't even no water.
Yeah, you know what? That's a pretty disgusting sight, so I wouldn't want to go into a pool.
Court. It's pretty much just toss ball for folks who don't want to get their hands dirty.
You mean tennis, right? Because I assume the toss ball is really just your version of baseball.
Lockdown?
down, no one's supposed to be coming or going. And when I can't get a hold of anyone...
Alright, so let's see what you have for sale. Don't need that poison. What about you, though? I like the way the Elite Trooper and Riot Control stuff looks, but unless you save at the game to give yourself infinite money, there's no way to make it viable the entire game, so that's sad. Augmented Toughness, Mag to Zap. Set the site. Rate of Fire. That's interesting, but I don't want to spend that much money on it.
No, Miss Fergus. Sorry, I'll work on getting a hold of someone.
Great, you do that. I'll be waiting right here. Swear to the Architect, Matthias, if you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait, you ain't part of my crew. What do you want?
You sound a little tightly wound.
Tightly wound? Tightly wound? Damn right, I'm fine. I'm going to my comm place. There's peace and quiet, and none of my sprat fucking subordinates can bother me. On behalf of Slug, I'd like to apologize for that outburst, as well as all of my future outbursts. Yes, I'm a little wound up. You would be too. Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is AWOL.
I can look that for you.
If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is.
What do you need to know?
The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 Slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness checkpoint. I'd search there first.
I never actually complete any of the side quests on Gorgon, so I don't know if I'm going to actually dedicate a video to the side quests in Murder on Dios either, but we'll see. Really depends what I feel like doing.
Just that good.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's Corporation.
Do you see, like, I didn't have the... I wanted to upgrade my companion's gear for Erandios, but it was really difficult to do that because I was low on bits, and honestly, Mark II light machine guns were kind of losing their, 3... okay. Pay respects.
Death removes that which we worked so hard to create in life. A shell to protect us from pain. But it is this shell, this self, that is the cause of all our suffering. He is now free.
Well said, Vicar. Well said.
Hey, Chrissy, it's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this. Come out! Come out to play! Law, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
Oh, you know what? This probably isn't even relevant to the case, so...
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
The thing I actually find a little disappointing is that when you get down to it, a lot of the armor in this game is really copy-pasta. Ooh, definitely not gonna allow end rate damage.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's. Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer. Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
No one can give you value. It is yours intrinsically. You just need notice it. But you seem happy regardless.
I sure am. Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
What in the world is that on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
Don't move. I'll try and cut it off for you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Alright, fine. Let's change the topic.
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
So what's got for sale?
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who is this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
I'm just here to investigate a murder. Go about your business.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, reception, stranger, there's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
I heard you mentioned sabotage.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
I can figure what's really going on.
Thank the Lord. Some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
Never knew purple berries grew on trees.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.